Hey friends, it is Jen with Mother Time. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna take you along our journey as we give this dining room a makeover. I can't wait to take you along to show you what I'm gonna be doing in here. I had envisioned a faux stone wall. I wanna give this a very rustic cottage look. We're gonna be using air stone to add a faux wall on this wall where the hutch is. And I think it's gonna really give this dining room a cozy, rustic English cottage feel. I can envision it, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that turns out too. I cannot wait. If it happens, what's in my head happens here, it's going to look so cozy. So I cannot wait to take you along on this journey to show you how it turns out. Obviously, I am filming this part before, anything has started. So hopefully when I see you on the flip side, it is just like I'm totally wowed. I can't wait to take you along and see how this all turns out. I've kind of changed a little bit along the way too. At first, I wasn't gonna do the wall, but I figured that just is really what's gonna make the big impact in here. Sometimes just adding new furniture, changing furniture out, changing this and that is just gonna make things look different, but I really wanted to make an impact in here, and I figured the wall is what's really gonna give it that wow factor. And when I talked to Wayne about it, he was totally on board. So I knew we were just gonna go for it. So I'm excited to jump right in and get started. So you know what time it is. Grab yourself a hot cup of coffee or a tea, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Before we get started, I would like to take a minute and thank Wild Green for sponsoring today's video. I absolutely love Wild Green. They are the best. Wild Green is the first Bake from Frozen subscription box for sourdough bread, artisanal pastries, and fresh pastas. They partner with small bakers and pasta makers from across the country. You can click on the link in the video description below and use code MOTHERTIME to get $30 off your first Wild Green box, plus free croissants in every box. Whether you order the classic, the plant-based, or gluten-free box, you get tons of delicious options to choose from. Look at all the options I got in this month's box. The croissants, you guys, are the absolute best, and you bake them from frozen. And I actually, when I order a lot, I will order extra croissants because my family absolutely loves them. I'll give you a little peek in my freezer that is outside. We are stocked on the croissants because that is how much we order from them and love their croissants. Here are all the croissants. We love these maple Belgian waffles too. I have the pastas, but the croissants, when you order, you can order extra like in bulk, and that's how much we love the croissants. Everything is so good. The sourdough bread is absolutely amazing too. What I also love about Wild Grain is that you can build your own box, so you never run the risk of getting bored, and they are constantly adding new and seasonal and limited time items to try. They have cookies, slow fermented cran pecan, olive oil, ciabatta, pretzel buns, and even slow fermented brioche rolls that are great. Today, I am baking up the croissants, which again, you bake from frozen. Makes it so easy. The sourdough bread, you just literally bake from frozen. I gifted this for Christmas to a lot of my family with some jams, or this butter is amazing. And I put some, so they always had those frozen in their freezer so they could literally pop out. My mom has become such a fan of theirs too. And nothing beats a delicious loaf of their sourdough bread. It is so great with a bowl of soup. And it's so great to be able to just literally pop it in your oven from frozen. I can honestly say their sourdough is actually one of the best I've ever had. My family and I love it. Unlike typical supermarket bread, Wild Grain uses a slow fermentation process that can be easier on your belly, richer in nutrients and antioxidants, and helps lower blood sugar spikes. So the sourdough bread is another favorite too. While I was waiting for the croissants to get done, I was doing a little redecorating in the kitchen too. The plug, seeing the cord, has been driving me nuts for a while, and I finally rearranged it, so I love it here. I was going to put these little mugs in here too, but I decided to just add scoops because the one mug didn't fit, but I've always loved that look too. So I cannot wait for you guys to try Wild Grain too. You can click again on the link below in the video description and use code MOTHERTIME to get $30 off your first Wild Grain box,
Plus, again, you get free croissants in every box, but be warned, you're going to love the croissants as much as my family does. You're going to want to order extra because in about 22 minutes, boom, I have delicious croissants ready to go. I make these several times a week. My family requests them. My kids absolutely love them. We'll use them for sandwiches or just as a side. They are so good. Eden's ready. She was like waiting in the wings, waiting for a croissant. I'm adding some of this delicious French butter. It's the best. And adding a little bit of orange marmalade. It is so good. I cannot wait for you guys to try wild grain too. So again, check out the video description box for your $30 off. And again, thanks to Wild Grain for sponsoring today's video. Okay, you guys, so now let's head into the dining room to get started on this project and makeover. Here is a peek at what the dining room looks like before. I love a good before and after, don't you? So here's what it looks like right now. It's not fully decorated because I took a lot down from Christmas. There are the baskets that I shared recently that I made over. And here we're going to jump right into the wall first. Wayne decided let's knock out the wall and tackle that first. So this is what we are using for the wall. This air stone, we're using the color Birch Bluff. And so Wayne is opening it up. And I was surprised on actually how heavy these stones are. For some reason, I was thinking air stone, that they were going to be kind of like light, almost foamy. No, these are like actual stone. So this is what we are using. This is how it comes boxed. Literally brick by brick, we are going to be putting this on the wall where the hutch is. And here I am checking out the weight. Like I was like, wow, I thought for some reason, I thought air stone made me just think that they were going to be lighter since they are supposed to be faux, but no. So here we go. First brick is about to go up. Wayne is using this adhesive and applying it to the back of the brick and literally getting started. He's starting at the bottom corner and we are just going to slowly work our way up. Watching this back now as I do this voiceover going, oh my goodness, like literally this is how it started. So I'm going to speed some things up in this process, but I just kind of wanted to show you how we got started. It's really easy because you can just literally put the adhesive on and place it on the wall. It sticks really well, but you're literally just going at a snail's pace but this just makes a really beautiful accent wall. So if you're looking to do an accent wall of some sort, this is a great thing because it really cozies up the space, but it's, you got to definitely pack your patience for this one. So I'm going to speed it up here and kind of show you how he is doing it. I jump in here as well and get going. We work together as a team because we both needed a little break, had other things going on. So we were kind of both working on this together to knock this wall out. And when tackling projects like this, you kind of need to find a rhythm, right? So what worked for us is once Wayne got rolling, I was unboxing. I would get a box out. We had all the boxes stacked in the garage. We ended up having 14 boxes. And I would grab a box out of the garage and I would unbox them all and stack them according to size. At first, I was using the floor like you see here. As we got up higher, I was using the dining room table. So we would just have them there so he could easily grab. We wanted to make sure that the seams didn't match from row to row, but I'll be honest with you, there were some rows that the seams, we either missed it or it just fit perfectly. So, but at the end, you don't notice it. But we did try to be careful about making sure when we're up a row, like, oh, there's a seam, needing to find something different. Once he got up high enough, he was using the chair rail as a guideline, but once he got up high enough, he ended up taking the chair rail down. Very easy to do. A few little tools, pry it open, and boom, the chair rail is off so we can continue working on this wall. And before we even got started on this project, we measured the length and the width of the wall to get the square footage so we knew how many boxes of the airstone we needed. And like I mentioned before, we needed 14 boxes, and I think we used 13. Always wanted to go a little over on that. So he's just scraping the wall and getting ready to add more stone.
So this is where we ended it yesterday with the stone wall. We tried as hard as we could to get it done, but it is a labor of love. We got as far as we could before we were both about to collapse. But thankfully, we got more than halfway done. So we're gonna finish off the other half today. We also had to get another thing of the adhesive. We got 4 of the buckets of the adhesive because that's kind of how it told us to order based on how many boxes we got, but we're running a little low. I don't know if we just added too much of the adhesive to the stones. So, and they don't sell it in the store, you have to order it. So we just got something a little different just so we could finish up this project and I didn't have to order more of the airstone adhesive. We just got something different. We still have a little bit left, but we didn't want to run out like while we really were like into this. So we're gonna get this finished up. We have about 10 rows to go. Wayne has been such a trooper. Like I said, this has been a labor of love. It looks great, but it's literally brick by brick or stone by stone and measuring it out. Each row you get just a little bit closer. Definitely it's taken a little bit longer than I thought, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. So Wayne's having a quick bite to eat and then we're gonna get rolling on finishing up the stone wall.
So here we go again, day 2. I grabbed a box out of the garage, and then at first, before we got started, I would unbox a wall and lay out the stones according to size. It just made it so easy to know, okay, we need this size. We kind of had like, I had extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, and that just made it easy. That's what worked for us. I liked doing this. It was like putting a puzzle together. That's literally how it is. I kind of like puzzles. I guess I'm better at them than I thought because I was kind of finding the right pieces, and it worked out well because I would find the piece, Wayne would do the adhesive. Of course, there were some moments like right now, he was off doing something else. And so I was kind of working together. So you could see there, the seams matched on that row. And so that's where I was like, nope, I got to find something bigger. So I'd find a bigger stone. So that seam right there, you could see would overlap like I mentioned before. You don't try to make sure that the seams don't overlap, but I see another one right there that does. So, you know, it just happens. But sometimes you would just find a stone that would fit perfectly. We did have to cut some here and there, and that was easy to do. Wayne just went outside and used his saw to cut them down if we just could not find the right size. So then you just kind of get on a roll again. And here I am doing it myself. This is, you know, we could both do it together. We're working together at some points, and some points he was just doing it or I was just doing it because I just wanted this project done because I was getting so tired. I was so tired, you guys. Like what did I get us into? The board and batten wall would have been so much easier, but we kept pressing along, kept getting it done, but it's a labor of love.
Okay, guys, it is day 3 of the stone wall, and we are 1 row finally of being done. This is quite the undertaking. Looking back, I'm like, why didn't we just do the board and batten wall, which I was originally gonna do, but I feel like we have so many board and batten walls. I wanted to do something different, and I just love the coziness of a stone wall. It looks great, but Wayne had to run to the hardware store because we are on the final row. I woke up early this morning, got the last 2 rows in, but the final row, he needs to cut off probably like 1/4 of an inch. This just won't fit up there. So he had to go get a different saw. Like when we had to make little cuts, he had a saw that would do that, but he needed a different saw, and I'll find out what it is when he gets home. Watering saw? I can't remember the name, but he had to go get a different saw so we could get this last row up and be done with it. Looks great, but let me tell you, it has definitely been a lot more work than I thought. And I think this will be the one and only time I ever do a stone wall. I can knock this off my bucket list. Looks great. Got to get that last row in, and then this wall is done.
You can see here we have the last row to go, and that row is just a little short to fit a full-size stone. So Wayne got a wet tile saw so he could cut them down, and it was very easy. We just kind of measured it, cut them down, and here is what they look like. And I'm just going to go ahead, add the adhesive to each one, and knock this last row out. This is where teamwork and a lot of patience come into play. We were at the finish line, so he was cutting, I was adding them on the wall, and here it is, finally done. This is the night it's done. So what a difference, right? So now onto the table. Now I'm kind of thinking a little different on the table. I'm kind of glad we did the wall first. This is the Minwax stain. It's called Rustic Beige that I was going to use, but I'm holding off here for a minute because now I'm kind of thinking the table doesn't stick out so much. I think there was a lot of white with the walls and the table. Now it's not looking as bad. So I even called my mom and FaceTimed her and asked her what she thought. She's like, leave the table. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should I stain it? But now we're still working in here. I wanted to do a little redecorating. First, I was going to add my baskets back on top of the hutch, but now I kind of like it without them. So I might add the baskets on the corbel and shelves on the other side of the wall. So I'll show you that here in a second too. Had to do a little decorating. I added the clock here in the corner. So I switched sides on that, added some of my false graph pictures here too. And this is how it is coming along before I finish it up the next day.
Good morning, guys. I could not wait to get up and see the dining room in the daylight. So here is the first look at the dining room in the daylight, and I absolutely love it. What do you think? Now, here are a few changes, a few things that I take back from when I originally started this video. So the table obviously is a big thing. So originally I've been talking about and I've been thinking about wanting to stain this table for a lot longer than I've even mentioned. I've really wanted to change the table out, but now that we've done the wall, the table actually doesn't look that bad, and I'm afraid if I end up staining it, what if it's too dark then? So I think for the time being, I'm gonna let this room breathe a little bit and think about it. I can always do it later. But again, like I showed you last night, this was the stain that we were gonna go with. It's Minwax color Rustic Beige. I was trying to find something similar to this table over here. It may look good, it may not. So I don't wanna take that chance yet and do it quickly just because I said I was going to do it and then regret that decision, because I kinda like it like this. Doesn't look that bad, right? A few other things late last night when I was in here still gazing at the wall, I did a little bit more playing. I brought this runner back out that I've had here for years that you've seen. I also added this basket here, which kind of looks pretty. I want to keep it very simple, very cottage. The simplicity is the key. This basket used to be up here for years and looks really nice here on the table. Added just some simple candlesticks, easy peasy on the table. So a few other things that I wanted to do that I was thinking about doing. Well, when I originally had this project in mind was changing out the curtains. So I did order a few different ones. These are just like the ones that I got for the kitchen that I redid, but they are in like a gray. But now they might be too busy. So I'm gonna think about this one a little bit. I also got a different pattern. This has just a little bit more of a floral design on it too. So I don't really want to take them out yet in case I change my mind, although I might use them in a different room. So that's like a pretty like floral one. So I'm going to think about this here for a few minutes before I actually jump into taking the curtains down, because the curtains that I have, they're kind of our nice, simple look. I love the change of swapping the clock and the chair out. Speaking of the chair, I'm not crazy about the chair. So now that I'm not doing the table, maybe I'll have a little time to hit the thrift store really quick, because the chair I envision actually here is the one that's in my living room that I thrifted last year that I love. I just picture something a little different here. Maybe this will just have to work for the time being until I find something, you know, stumble across something at the thrift store that will fit perfectly. And, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. So I always say, you know, sometimes just work with what you've got. Over here, keeping this the same, this plate stand that I've had here for years. These are the baskets that I recently did. I kind of just like this. So I'm not going to be making any changes over here. These are the candle sconces that I actually shared last year that I thrifted and repainted. I put them over here. They're originally on the wall behind me, but I kind of like them here. And speaking of sconces, let me go grab those. I did get sconces after I took the farmhouse lights down. They're rechargeable sconces. They're battery operated, so they're not wired. And I got them for originally putting on where the farmhouse lights were. But now that I put the clock there, which wasn't originally in my thought process, now I don't know if I'm going to use those, because I really don't want to put a lot on the wall. I kind of like the wall, you know, I don't want to clutter up this wall that we just worked so hard on. I feel like the more on there, it's just going to look like I'm hiding it. And I want it to be a beautiful focal point. So I'm unsure if I want to add much onto the wall, if anything. The baskets are behind me. Over here, let me show you. Let me just move this. But I have the baskets up here now, but they were originally on top of the hutch. So I need to do a little playing around over here. A little bit more playing. Get this all decorated, but overall, I mean, it's just so cozy in here. I added another basket down there. That was the other one, part of the 3 that I shared recently. I love those baskets in here. Added one of these trees. I love these trees. They are from Hobby Lobby. I think I have one in almost every single room. I love these trees from Hobby Lobby. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to think about the curtains, where I want to put the sconces, and get this room finished up finally today. So here's another thing I take back. I mentioned before I liked these candle sconces on this wall, but as I was upstairs getting ready, I have these pictures in our bedroom. There's a set of 2. I have to get the other one upstairs. I just brought this one down really quick. I'm like, let me see how this looks on the wall. No, I really like it. So I have the other one upstairs. So I'm gonna go grab it, but I kind of like that in place of the sconces. Really fills in that wall. I like the candles there, but I really like these here. And it actually goes really nice with the chair now too. So I might keep the chair here for the time being until I find that perfect chair. I'm in no rush, but I really like this picture here. So I'm shopping my house, which I always love to do, switching things around. And I'm gonna grab the other one that I have to go on the other wall next to the mirror that matches this. So let me get that now and show you what it looks like. I went and grabbed the other picture. This is what it looks like. Again, it's been in our bedroom, but just shopping around my house, always a fun thing to do. And I think this is gonna look really good. Fills up this wall too. All right, let me take a look. Oh my goodness. And with the baskets that I redid too, oh my goodness. These look really, I'm so glad I thought of it. I was getting ready and I'm like, oh, the pictures in our bedroom here will look really good. Yeah, they so do with the wall color. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to show you. So I'm so glad I thought of this. And now the chair doesn't look out of place. Really kind of works for now. I will hopefully one day find something exactly what I want, but for now it works. Here are the pictures on the wall now. They look so good. They were meant to be here, really fill in that space. Candles, yeah, were small, they did work, but these look so much better along with the baskets. It is so cozy in here, and I love these pictures from Hobby Lobby too. I recently picked up these flowers from Target. I thought they were so pretty. They're from the Hearth and Hand line. Aren't they pretty? I just love the little flower on them too. So again, I was just playing around, of course, not filming when I'm doing it. I added them to my ironstone pitcher. I just added 3. Just gives that little subtle pop of spring. Aren't they pretty? So I still have the tags on them too. I wasn't planning on using them in here, but again, things are not going quite as planned. I mean, for a good reason. Let me grab some scissors. It's funny because so many things are a different vision, but this is coming along totally different and I'm loving it. So I'm tempted to see how the curtains look, the one set, but I'm kind of leaning to just keeping these because of the pictures now and everything. I may not even actually thinking about it, do the curtains. I think I'm gonna just keep these because I think it's not gonna go well with the pictures. Now that I have those up. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love the table. This again is just totally different what I thought about doing. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And that's what's so fun about decorating and playing and, you know, having fun and kind of being creative along the way. But these are really pretty. So I'm gonna grab scissors, keeping that there. Still keeping that there just for a little pop. And I'm about to wrap this room up, you guys. I think I'm about to wrap it up. I just gotta do this, the sidebar behind me, which I'm still kind of scratching my head about, but let's get this wrapped up. I know it was kind of hard to tell before when I was showing you the curtains, But since I am thinking about using these in our bedroom instead, I'll be gonna pull them out. It's a really pretty pattern, and they are pretty. Oh gosh, I don't know. They're really kind of pretty in here too. But I love the simplicity. I don't know if it's gonna make it too busy, but I'm in kind of like that I need to know mode. So maybe I'll just put one up to take a peek. I'll keep one and see what it looks like. I love how it looks right now. So, and I will find another. I might even use these in the living room too. I just really love that pattern on them. But my original thought when I was kind of planning this out, I wanted to do something different because I love the curtains in the kitchen. But let's see how one looks. I figured the best way to tell is to do it next to the accent wall. They might look really good, I don't know. So I'm just gonna take one down really quick. Worst case scenario, I can always put this one back. But I just need to see one. I just need to see. All right, they're beautiful. They are so pretty. These are more light filtering than the other one. I'm sorry, the camera is not getting the best lighting because I'm facing you towards the window. But let's take a step back. Let's take a step back and take a look. They are pretty too. They are pretty too. Totally give it even a different look. So there are the first set. Still got the green tent outside. You know the story behind that. And then now I do kind of like those. Wow. We might need to, I'm going to call Wayne in. What curtains do you like better? These were the ones that were up there. I was unsure about those, but now I do kind of like them in here. I was afraid that they might be too busy, but I kind of like them. What do you think?
I like them.
Which ones? If you like the plain?
The floral.
You do. I know, doesn't? And look at the pictures. He didn't see the pictures yet that I put up. These were from our bedroom. Don't those look nice? Mm-hmm. Isn't it looking cozy in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wayne's getting a much needed break today. He's got a day off after all the work he did. All right. Wow. See, I'm glad I tried it. I am glad I tried the curtains. All right, let's get the other one up and I'll show you how it looks. Here are the battery operated sconces we were going to hang in here. I just cut all of that footage out though because I know this video is getting entirely too long, but we were going to hang these in here. This is what I ordered them for, but the white shade, all the shades in here are more of that cream color, and then when you put it against the wall, it doesn't look good, especially when you have the shades. They were originally going to go here, and then we were thinking there, but it just doesn't go, and I just don't want to bore you with all that footage, so I think Wayne went and grabbed the candles that were originally here, and I think we're just going to put those back up here for now. Those were on the other wall, just kind of moving things around.
These look good.
Yeah, I think these will be better here. So we're gonna hang these back up, finish this off because I know this video is getting way too long. I hope you're sticking with me. We are almost done. Okay, you guys, are you still with me? Because that's a wrap. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, but I love the way it turned out. What do you think? This wall, wow, total game changer. Now I can say it was so worth it, even though I wanted to cry 100 times putting up this wall. But it totally changed the look and the feel of this space. And the curtains, who would have thought, right? I was totally going to just keep the other curtains up, but These look amazing too. And I ended up not painting this table. I wish I could tell myself when I did the intro at the beginning of this very long video about the table. And here I was talking about the table and retiring the color. And here it still sits white. But for now, who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind eventually. But right now, it doesn't look like it sticks out as much as it did before. So changing this really, I'm glad we did that before we did this. It is so cozy in here. It's just giving that rustic dining room cottage look. The one thing I'm still thinking about, but I have to give Wayne a break on before I approach him on this one, is doing some beams in here, kind of like we did the beams in the kitchen and in the living room. I think maybe beams in here. I don't know. This is done for now. Still gonna maybe try to find another chair, but I just love how cozy this turned out. It looks amazing. It really turned out so nice. I'm so happy with it. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm gonna wrap this video up. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope this gave you some inspo. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me as I took this journey redoing this dining room that has kind of been stuck in a rut for a few years now. I've just been decorating it and redecorating it, and this used to be one of my favorite rooms to decorate, and now it is again, because just some little changes can really make the room fresh and new. And who would have thought that wall would have done that? So anyways, you guys, thanks again for hanging out with me here today. You can also follow me on all the social media at Mother Time. Check out my blog, mothertime.com. And if you've enjoyed this very long video and you are not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you click that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Okay, you guys, thanks again for hanging out with me here today. I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye, guys.